Hey everyone, it's Crafty Crochet Lady here, and I'm going to show you how to make a granny square. Now, I know that granny squares are pretty much the first thing that beginners are told to learn how to make, but that's only because they can be used in so many different things, from blankets to scarves and tote bags and sweaters, pretty much anything you can think of. If you know how to make a granny square, you can make so many different things. So that is why it is a good first thing to learn how to make. So what we're going to do is we'll take our yarn. I'm using Hobby Lobby's I Love This Yarn in the color Jelly Bean, and I have my size I hook, and mine is 5.25 millimeters. So you're going to start with your slip knot, and we're just going to chain 4. Oh, I lost it there. Oh, there it is. Alright, so we're just going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to go into the first chain that we made, this first chain at the start, and go through it with the hook and pull through a loop and pull that through the current loop, and we make a circle. So that'll be the center of our granny square. Now we will make 2 chains and put 2 double crochets into the circle, and we'll chain 2, and now we will do 3 double crochets because that is the start of the granny stitch. It's all clusters of 3 double crochets. All right, now that we have those 3, we'll make 2 more chains, and we'll do 3 more double crochets, 2 and 3, and we are almost done here. We have 3 sides now. We will chain 2 and do 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Now we will make our last 2 chains and slip stitch into the second chain from the bottom. And that is the beginning of our granny square. So there are a couple of ways to make a granny square, and I'm just going to show you the simplest one that is really more common, I think. And that is just to slip stitch into the next corner. So we'll just go into our stitch and pull through and into the corner and pull through. So now we've made it to the corner, and we're going to chain 2 and make our 2 double crochets. So we have 3 there because the chain counts as 1. Now we will chain 2, and in this same hole there, the same space, we're going to double crochet 3 stitches in there. And 3. And that makes 1 corner of our granny square. So we will chain 2 to get us to the next corner, double crochet into the next corner, and this time we're going to do 3 double crochets since we aren't using a chain to start. We'll do 2 chains for the corner and then 3 double crochets. And there's 3. And we'll just do that same thing in the next 2 corners. So we will chain 2 and 3 double crochets. And, you know, these are really simple, but they're really useful also for you can make a lot of Christmas gifts or some quick blankets, baby blankets even. And I know Christmas is coming up, so granny squares are the perfect foundation for pretty much anything you can think of. And it just gives everything like this nice old-fashioned look too. Just because granny squares, they remind you of like your own grandma or relatives that may have had those granny square blankets back in the day. I know my grandparents had a few crochet blankets that my great grandmother made, and I have a couple of those too. So just doing the granny square stitch always makes me think of my grandparents and great grandparents who I never met, but yes, my grandparents had a few of those blankets, and it was always nice to go over to their house and use them. And so well, hopefully you'll make some nice gifts that other people will love to share in future generations and with their own friends and family. Okay, so now I am back at the beginning. We'll go into that second chain, slip stitch in there, and that is our granny square. So that was pretty simple. I'm just going to show you one more round so I can show you how to just do these side spaces here. You already know how to do the corner ones, so we are just going to slip stitch into the corner, and we will do our chain 2 and 2 double crochets and chain 2 and 3 double crochets here because we don't have that starting chain, so that will be 3. And now we have a new space here. So obviously we aren't making a chain, or obviously we're not making a corner here. So we're just going to chain 2 and then put our 3 double crochets in the side here. So you'll just be doing this throughout the whole granny square, however big you want your granny square to be. You just put your 3 double crochets on the side there, and that is how you make a granny square. So I will just finish this round and I will meet you back here. Alright, so now I'm at the beginning again, and that is our granny square. So basically, as long as you know how to do double crochets and chains, you already know how to make a granny square. So if you'd like to just keep going, you can make your granny square as big as you'd like, or you can make several small ones and then put them together for a bag or blanket or anything that you want to have cool square designs. So that is our granny square. And I hope you guys all make really cool things with your granny squares. And if you make anything cool with your granny squares, please let me know. Alright, so we have reached the end of our row. And I just wanted to show you guys how to change colors. And I know that there are so many really pretty multicolored granny squares out there. So I thought it would be great to just show you guys how simple it is to change colors. So I'm just going to cut off my green right there and pull that through the loop. And now I will take my other color and I will just use red because it's right here next to me and because Christmas is next month. So I will do some red. I'll take my yarn to make a slip knot. And then I will go into a corner and I will do what's called a standing double crochet. And that is when you put your yarn over your hook before you go into the space or stitch that you are going to be using. So I put my yarn over my hook and now I will go into that corner space and I will pull that yarn through. Now I have 3 loops on my hook. I'll go through the first 2 and then the next 2, just like in a regular double crochet. And now I can just do my 3 double crochets as usual. And I'll just complete that corner. So it is super easy to change colors with the granny square. I had thought that it might be a little bit difficult and just show where the color is changing, kind of like in regular crochet where you just see the color change and it's really sudden. And I just wanted to show you guys how simple it is to change colors when you're making granny squares. So you can make all of those really cool projects you see. And I'll just do my double crochets there. And as you can see, we've switched from green to red and it looks really nice. So I'll just finish up this corner and work my way around. And I know with all this yarn that I just bought, it actually is making me feel a little bit more in the holiday spirit, especially now that I'm using green and red all the time. And with Christmas coming up, it actually is getting me to think about presents or things that I can make quickly because I am spending most of my free time making these videos for you guys, so I haven't really been able to work on any projects of my own for a while, but that's okay. I had a good idea just now of just showing you guys a bunch of really simple, easy gifts that you can make that don't take up too much time or yarn because I know I don't have much time. I mean, I do have yarn, but you can always use more yarn. So you can never have too much yarn. And let me just get to this corner. So if you're looking for some really simple and fast Christmas or holiday gifts, I will be making another video soon about quick holiday gifts that you can make, because I definitely need to do that, especially since there's maybe 5-ish weeks left until Christmas. I know today's November 12th, so maybe it's about 6 weeks left until Christmas, which in the crochet world isn't terribly long. So, especially if you're working and you are making a YouTube channel. So I really don't have a whole lot of time, but that's okay. All right. So I'm just going to pause here, and I'll get back to you when I'm finished around the edge there. All right, so I am back now after finishing this whole round in red. And that actually just gave me a good idea to make like a pot holder or something for just a small holiday gift. But make sure that you use cotton yarn for that and not acrylic, because I think acrylic melts if I am not mistaken. So you want to make sure that you use cotton. So that is one idea for a small holiday project. If you guys have any other ideas, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. And I'll be back with more videos. So remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you soon.